So hello student, welcome to your Pedia Education. In this today's lecture, I will be covering modern physics and topic is photoelectric effect, right? So there are some recruitment advertisement from the Airport Authority of India for ATC and other profiles. So in their technical syllabus, physics is playing a major part. Almost 30 questions are from the physics, and if you see the previous year trend of 5 to 6 years, then this topic modern physics was dominating topic. Every year you have seen there was question for 10 to 12 marks only from the modern physics. So what are the main area where you people need to focus more during the preparation, right? So there is nuclear physics, and what are the subtopics that I will discuss while I will teach the nuclear physics. Then there is some question regarding to de Broglie wavelength and some of the topics of atomic structure and some X-ray terminologies, and alongside the photoelectric effect, very important. So first of all, today I am discussing the photoelectric effect. Let me clear one thing, students. So for this exam, your requirement is just basic concept analysis and just remember the key point and formulas. You don't need to go into in-depth analysis, right? That is not the requirement of the exam. I request you people, physics is very wide domain. There are so many theories in the physics. So I'm not going to discuss here all the theories. I will take the conclusion from those theories and share with you people, right? And I suggest you the same. If there are 30 questions which are going to be asked in the physics, out of those, definitely in any exam 2 or 3 questions will be very difficult or very conceptual question. So instead of running after those questions only, if you have seen in any previous year, just here I request you people to focus more on remaining 25 to 26 questions, okay? Because there are some of the topics also of the BSc level and higher engineering level, so which is worthless at this time to study. If someone of you have already prepared, then good luck for that. But other people who are starting from the scratch, for those students I suggest just prepare and focus on the basic topics of 11th and 12th class only. Fine. In photoelectric effect, student, the most of the questions are asked from the photon flux concept. Photon flux. Then there are many questions here framed in the previous year from photon efficiency or quantum efficiency. You can write photon efficiency. Fine. Photon efficiency and quantum efficiency, you say, okay? Then there were many questions on threshold frequency, student. There were many questions on threshold frequency, right? Or you can say threshold wavelength. Likewise, same, I will decode the subtopics of nuclear physics when we will study nuclear physics, of atomic structure when we will go for the atomic structure, and some of the subtopic of X-rays when we will study this topic, right? Now when we go for the photoelectric effect experimental setup, there are questions on saturation current, how saturation current is affected by changing the frequency of light, by changing the intensity of light. Then there are questions on the stopping potential variation, with again whatever question will be there, that will be totally on the variation of two factor, only variation of frequency of the light or either intensity of the light. Fine. Then he might ask you pinch off voltage. These all are related to experimental study of the photoelectric effect. Then there are many questions related to work function. Fine, many questions related to work function, student, right? So I will try to cover these all topics in very lesser amount of the time, but you need to go through the basics concept at least. See, photoelectric effect is basically an electron emission process. What it is basically an electron emission process. So if I write here electron emission process, fine. So in electron emission process means we are providing some methods or technique how we can eject or remove electron from the metal surface. We know in metal there are free electrons which are loosely bonded to the nucleus as compared to the non-metal. So it is relatively easy to remove an electron from the metal surface as compared to the non-metal surface. But what are the various ways, what are the various technique by which we can remove or eject those electrons? If I tell you synonymous and analogous topics, you might have studied, for atom, the minimum energy required to remove the electron is called the ionization potential. Similarly, synonymously, we can define there will be some minimum amount of energy. There will be a one barrier which will be, opposing this electron emission. Fine. So what is that minimum amount of energy required for the emission process? So that we call the work function. That we call the work function, student. Fine. So work function is basically, what work function is? It is basically property of material. It is property of material, student. Fine. It is property of material and measured in electron volt or represented by phi. Fine. And you know 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 joule. This conversion might be very useful in the calculations of the numerical. Okay, now if it is property of material, obviously work function will be different for different material. It will be different for different material. Is it clear? Different material. So these are some of the key points which you need to be focused and which you need to keep in the mind. Right. Now what basically work function is? Work function is, student, it is the minimum energy required. It is minimum energy required, minimum energy required, minimum energy required to eject or remove, to eject or remove electron from metal surface, from metal surface. Fine. So that is your work function. It means if you are starting any emission process, there is a requirement of minimum amount of energy, at least how much amount of energy you need to provide to kickstart that process, or you can say minimum energy to be given to an electron to eject it from the metal. Fine. Right. Now there is not only one emission process which we call the photoelectric effect only. That is due to light radiation. Input is light. We are exposing some metal surface to the light. But alongside this, student, there are many other emission process also. So other emission process which are other than photoelectric effect, I will give you a brief analysis, because there are objective question also framed on those emission process also. What are they? They are thermonic emission. What are they? We call them thermonic emission. Thermonic emission. Fine. And second is your secondary emission. Second is your secondary emission. So these are other emission process as compared to photoelectric. And then is field ionization, field emission, then is field emission, student. Right. Now as the name is suggesting, in thermal emission we will be providing that minimum requirement of energy, which is work function in the form of the temperature or heat. In secondary, I will discuss further in the brief. What does it mean? It means we are providing high energy particle. We are striking a high energy particle to the metal surface. Fine. And in field emission, we are providing that minimum amount of energy required through the high amount of electric field we applied across the surface. Is it clear? Fine. So but what we need to discuss in the detail, student, that is photoelectric effect. That is photoelectric effect only. Fine. So I will write only here, in field emission. In field emission, the minimum amount of energy or work function of the metal is provided to the free electron by applying strong electric field. By applying strong electric field. Okay, keep this in mind. This is one of the source of the multiple choice question. By applying strong electric field. Fine. At one critical value of electric field, electron will start, ejecting out from the surface. And in secondary emission, what we do, student? In secondary emission, the work function is supplied to the free electron of the metal surface by collisions with the fast moving secondary particle, microscopic particle, secondary particle like neutron and beta particle, etc. Fine. So you don't need to go into much depth. Fine. Our topic which we need to discuss in more detail, that is simply photoelectric effect. In thermonic emission, we will be heating the metal surface. Fine. We will be increasing the temperature. It means we are providing in the form of the heat or temperature. Is it clear? What we are providing? This minimum amount of energy which is required to kickstart the process of electron emission. Hopefully the basic analysis is clear to you people. So our topic is photoelectric emission. Let's start with that. You can see in the figure, student, light is incident on the metal surface, and you can say ejection of electron here. So Einstein proposed that. I have told you I will not go into the depth of the theories. There was many theories. There was discussion about the nature of the light, dual nature, light nature, wave nature, and particle nature. So I am taking the conclusion. Einstein proposed that light is comprising of, or light is composed of tiny particle. This incident light is composed of tiny particle, fine, which we call photon, and these photon are having some energy. Each photon carries a certain amount of energy. Each photons carries a certain amount of energy, which is given by E is equal to h nu. Means the energy of the photon depend on the frequency of the light, where h is Planck's constant, fine, and this nu is the frequency of light. So this is the basic first step of introduction of photoelectric effect. Your input is incident light, which Einstein proposed is composed of tiny particle we call the photon, and each photon carries a certain amount of energy. E is equal to h nu. H is the Planck's constant, nu is the frequency of light. Means photon energy is dependent upon the frequency of light. Fine. Now see, let us take one example, then I will start further. So student, before starting further discussion, detailed discussion of photoelectric effect, first of all, let us discuss one simple example. Work function of the metal is 5 electron volt. What does it mean? It means simply minimum energy required to eject an electron from the metal surface is 5 electron volt. Fine. Check in the below option for which value of the energy of photon. These are the energy of photon given in the 4. Then for which value of the energy of photon photo emission will happen. Photo emissions means ejection of electron due to light. I have told you emissions are 4 types: photo, thermonic, field, secondary. Photo emission means ejection of electron from the metal surface because of light radiations or because of incidenting the light or falling of photon. Fine. So tell me student, it is given metal work function is 5 electron volt. It means minimum amount of energy required should be 5 electron volt. In first case, photon energy is 2 electron volt. It is less, not sufficient. It is less, not sufficient to overcome the barrier. It means no photo emission will occur here. Again, B, this photon is not having sufficient energy. It is missing by a margin. It is less, again not sufficient to overcome barrier. Which barrier? Work function. Again not possible. Now you can see here, this is greater, means it is providing sufficient energy. This photon is providing sufficient energy to overcome the barrier. Fine. Is it clear? It means here emission will occur, and same here, sufficient energy to overcome barrier. It means also emission will occur here. So photo emission will take place only for this or only for this. Means photon with energy 5.1 electron volt and 6 electron volt, only for that photo emission will occur. It means what we can conclude from this numerical or from this example, that for photo emission to occur, or photo emission take place if your h nu photon energy is greater than equal to work function. Fine. Is it clear? Obviously yes. Now see student, h, wait a minute please, we can write here frequency nu should be greater than equal to phi upon h. It means for a particular metal, this is constant. I have told you work function, it is a property of material, and this is also constant. It means for a particular metal, for particular material, this ratio is constant. So this we call the threshold frequency. What we call this? Threshold frequency. We can write here threshold frequency. Any confusion up to this point? I don't think so. Fine. So this term is called as threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. Now what is threshold frequency? Remember, threshold frequency is a characteristics property of metal. This is a characteristics or property of metal. Characteristics property of metal. These are very important questions from MCQ point of view. Characteristics property of metal, as it is minimum, as it is the minimum frequency of light or photon, frequency of light radiation required to eject electron from metal surface. Is it clear? You can see, for this condition to occur, for photo emission to occur, this frequency of the incident photon or incident light should be at least equal to threshold frequency or greater than that. Fine. Now student, listen. Synonymous, we can define the same relation for wavelength. I have discussed here, I am taking analogy, just synonymous point. I am writing here threshold wavelength, because sometime he also entered into this one, threshold wavelength. So once you have defined for threshold frequency, we can define for threshold wavelength. This is known as also cutoff wavelength. Cutoff wavelength. Fine. So how we can define this? Phi work function is equal to hc upon lambda threshold. Can we define this? You know, frequency can be converted into wavelength by using the c by lambda relation. Fine. So what you concluded from this point? We concluded from this point, for lambda greater than lambda threshold, if wavelength of the incident light is greater than threshold wavelength, then energy of incident photon is not sufficient. Energy of incident photon is not sufficient for ejection, not sufficient for photoelectric effect to occur. You know, wavelength and frequency relations are reciprocal to each other. For frequency required of the incident wave should be greater than the minimum frequency or equal to that, or wavelength should be less than. It means if you want photoelectric effect to occur or photoelectric emission to occur, your wavelength of the incident light should be less than equal to lambda threshold. So what is threshold frequency? Threshold frequency is the minimum frequency of the light radiation required to eject a free electron from the metal surface. Similarly, what will be threshold voltage? We can define threshold wavelength is the longest wavelength at which photoelectric effect is possible. Longest wavelength at which photoelectric effect is possible. Means if you increase wavelength than threshold voltage, you have seen here, then no photoelectric effect will occur. Photoelectric effect occur on the metal surface only the wavelength of the light is less than equal to threshold voltage, and reverse relation hold for the frequency. Fine. Is it clear? Now see. Now the second important thing which student we need to discuss here, how the energy of the photon is utilized by the electron inside the metal surface. Fine. So Einstein suggested that energy of the photon which is more than the work function of the metal when incident on the metal surface. This is providing the conditions. Energy of the photon is greater than the work function of the metal. This is the condition required for photo emission to occur. If this condition is satisfied, next question is how this photon energy is used by electron. So Einstein suggested that energy is used by electron in two parts after absorption. Fine. What is first part? First part of energy is utilized. First part of energy is utilized by free electron in coming out from metal surface. Fine. That is work function, in the form of the work function. Means some part of this applied photon energy is contributed to the work function, provided this is satisfying this condition. Only then this photon is absorbed. Either the photon is absorbed or not. There are only two conditions. There is no partial absorption concept. So there are so many theories I will not discuss over here again. Fine. Now second, the remaining part of the photon energy. Remaining part of photon energy will be gained by the electron in the form of kinetic energy. Fine. Is it clear? And remember one thing, student, this all we are discussing under ideal condition. Means we are ignoring no collisions. We are considering no collisions of electron inside the metal surface with other electron while it is coming out of the surface and with the lattice. So this is the condition assumed under these conditions. Fine. Let us see. For example, so one thing is clear, kinetic energy plus work function can be written as what? H nu. Fine. Can be written as H nu. It means kinetic energy of electron ejected will be H nu minus work function. Let us understand some logic behind this by taking a practical example. And keep in mind, student, this all whatever I am discussing since last slide, that is under ideal condition, no collisions occurring, electrons which is coming out of the metal surface, we are ignoring the collisions of that electron. Practically that doesn't happen. Practically always there is some collisions loss that I will discuss separately. Right now let us consider ideal conditions. Fine. Now you can see work function of the metal is 2 electron volt and the incident photon energy is 6 electron volt. Now simply tell me what will be ejected electron kinetic energy. Obviously 6 minus 2. Use this relation. That is 4 electron volt. Up to this point the picture is clear. Fine. Now see. Now student, till my last two slides, I have assumed that electron does no collisions with any other inside the metal. Which electron? Electron which is going to eject out from the metal surface, which have absorbed the photon which energy greater than the work function. But this happens very rarely. Practically in most of the cases, when an electron tries to come out of the metal, it does collisions with neighboring electrons or lattice inside the metal. So obviously in collisions it will lose some of the amount of energy which was increased due to absorption of photon. It has absorbed a photon of sufficient amount of energy, but unfortunately some part of that energy it has losses, it has lose in the form of the collisions. So in this situation the entire scenario become problematic. So we need to understand this case very cautiously and in minute parts. So I am considering two cases. First case is that I am considering that I am taking the effect of collisions and assuming that energy of electron remains greater than work function phi even after collisions. Fine, let us say first consider this case. Okay, second case I am considering in collisions. See, when we are ignoring the collisions, then there is no point of this factor of discussion. Fine, second case we are considering energy of electron become lesser than phi after collisions. This is also possible, but the photon energy h nu is greater than phi. It is satisfying the condition which is required for the photoelectric effect. Even though by considering the effect of collisions we are having two possibilities. Energy of electron remains greater than phi after collisions and energy of electron become lesser than phi after collisions. So obviously here no photo emission will occur. I will discuss with example, don't worry. And here photo emission will occur. Why? Because still the energy of electron is greater than work function, but unfortunately the light or photon energy which was absorbed by electron, that was greater than work function, but some part of that energy it has to lose in the form of the collisions, and it has lost that much amount of energy. After collisions its remaining energy is less than the work function. Obviously if energy is less than the work function, then no photo emission will occur there. Up to this point, is it clear? Fine. It means, student, one point we can conclude from here that is very important, that energy of photon incident on the metal will not necessarily cause emission of or ejection of an electron even if the energy is more than work function. You can consider this case here. How? I will tell you. Fine. Is it clear? Now see. Consider this picture, student. You can see work function is 2 electron volt. Incident photon 6 electron volt. But in collisions you can see here it is mentioned the electron loss almost 4.1 electron volt. Now tell me, out of 6, the energy it gained after absorbing the photon, that was 6 electron volt. Out of that gained energy, it loses 4.1 electron volt in the form of the collision. What is remaining energy? 1.9 electron volt. Is this energy sufficient to eject this electron out of the metal surface? Is it capable of providing that 2 electron volt, which is the minimum requirement for the ejection of electron? Is it able to supply the work function to that electron? No. It means no photo emission will occur here. So keep this factor always in mind. Is it clear? So what I simply will say, the remaining energy of electron after collisions is less than the work function. It means electron will not come out of the metal and there is no photo emissions. Unfortunately, this photon was satisfying the condition which is required, but the loss in collision is high enough. That is why there is no photo emission. Right? So these are very important and concluding points, student, for exam. Okay, now see, please come to this point. Now here I have assumed energy of electron remain greater than phi after collision. Let us say, again we consider this example here. Let us say work function is phi, which is 2 electron volt. Fine. And energy of the incident photon, energy of photon is 6 electron volt. And I am considering the collisions, loss due to collisions. So I am considering energy loss in collisions. Energy loss in collisions is, let us say, 1.5 electron volt. Now tell me, what is remaining energy of electron after collisions? Remaining energy of electron after collisions. Tell me what it will be. Obviously it will be 6 minus 1.5, which is simply 4.5 electron volt, and it is greater than work function. It means it is still capable of applying electron that energy, it can overcome its work function or minimum requirement. So photo emission will occur here. Fine. Now if I ask you the same question, what will be kinetic energy of ejected electron? Kinetic energy of ejected electron. Tell me student, ejected electron kinetic energy, what it will be? Obviously it will be kinetic energy, it will be 4.5 electron volt minus work function 2 electron volt. It is 1.5 electron volt, sorry 2.5 electron volt. Is it clear? Now I am concluding the point. Why I am taking kinetic energy from this only? Because out of this total, usually we take kinetic energy from energy of photon minus work function. According to that, it should be 4 electron volt. But now energy loss in the collisions we need to consider. So that is subtracted 2.5. It means if energy of the electron remain greater than phi after collisions, photo emission will occur. But here ejected electron kinetic energy will be less than the kinetic energy of this electron when we have not considered the collisions. What is kinetic energy here? 4 electron volt. But what is kinetic energy here? You can see here 2.5 electron volt. Is it clear? It means kinetic energy of the ejected electron is not fixed, it depends upon, and it varies from 0 to maximum value. What is maximum value? Maximum value is this, which we have calculated under no collisions. Is it clear? Fine. Hopefully doing summarizations. So when an electron absorbs a photon of energy h nu greater than phi, what will happen? Tell me student. First case, ideal condition, electron comes out from metal with kinetic energy what? With kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus phi. Second case, electron comes out from metal with kinetic energy less than h nu minus phi. We have considered some collisions losses. Here no electron ejection occurs. Fine, because this condition also satisfied, but I had provided you it is not necessarily important that if photon energy is greater than work function that electron will be always ejected or photo emission will occur. I have discussed here. You can see first case in conclusion, you can see second case in conclusion, you can see third case in conclusion. This was first case in conclusion, second case in conclusion, third case in conclusion. Is it clear? So from here student, can we write when electron ejection will occur, its kinetic energy should be less than equal to h nu minus phi. By combining these two equations. So hopefully clear. So these are the Einstein equation of photoelectric effect. Now there is one more parameter on which question is asked, that is photon efficiency. Photon efficiency, or we call it quantum efficiency. Fine. So students, we represented by eta. Okay. Now see, I have told when light falls on a metal, many electron absorbs photons, but only a few of them come out from the metal. I have told you previously. Now I don't need to discuss more, because I have discussed with you people that there is possible chances, if photon energy is greater than work function, even there are chances that no photo emission occur because of heavy losses in the collisions. So now the question is, how we can know how much efficient is our photoelectric effect? How, with what efficiency it is occurring? For that we define the photon efficiency or quantum efficiency. So it is defined as ratio of emitted electron, or better you can write number of emitted electron to number of photon absorbed or incident on the surface. Fine. Now see, for example, let us say number of photon absorbed is 100, let us say 1000, and photon efficiency is 0.2%, let us consider. Then what will be number of emitted electron? So number of emitted electron, N will be equal to 1000 into 0.2 upon 100 is equal to 2 electron. So in this example, we have considered 1000 of photons are absorbed, means 1000 electron absorb the photon, but only 2 out of them comes out from the metal surface. This efficiency is very less amount. Fine. Why this happen? Already I discussed previously. Where? You can see here this one, collisions loss. Why this happen? Because most of the electron lost their energy in the collisions after absorbing the photon. So hopefully this was basic introductory discussions about photoelectric effect, and now in next lecture I will discuss some experimental photoelectric effect setups, then what are the various questions on this photoelectric effect. Fine. Thank you.